I got a script from Disney, George of the Jungle, with Brendan Fraser, but he wasn't in it at the time. So I got the script, and my agent calls me and he said, they love your reel. They're sending you the script. They want to talk to you about this movie. So he says, Steve, I got to tell you, you do this movie, you're set. I said, why? He said, it's Disney. They're going to promote the crap out of it. It's going to make $150 million. They're going to have McDonald's cups. It's going to be a huge money maker.
And it was, right?
Yeah. And you'll be able to write your own ticket. So I said, okay. So I went in and met with them. The meeting also entails your vision of the movie, like what you would do with it, so I read the script and I made some notes of ideas I had. I went in, met with them, and I left the meeting. And one of the ideas I had was I wanted Mel Gibson to be George.
Okay.
Because George of the Jungle in the cartoons is a little guy, and Mel's a little guy.
Yeah.
So I said, I want Mel Gibson to be George of the Jungle, and they were like, oh, that's great. Oh yeah. So anyway, agent calls me and he says, how'd the meeting go? And he knows how the meeting went already. I said, it was good, I think. And he says, it was great. They want to hire you. What? Wow. So I said, cool. That's great, I think. Yeah, good. They want you to do it. So I said, okay. So he said, go back in tomorrow. There's a meeting at 2:00. They're going to shake hands and you're going to meet everybody and we'll sign the contracts and we're going to make this movie. So I was like, wow. Okay, and how much they paying me? Well, the DGA minimum is $125,000. That's what you're going to get, first-time director. So I was like, okay, that's not much, because I gotta take a year off my career, close my company for a year for $125,000. Okay, all right, I'll make a good movie, and then I'll make a lot of money after. So went in the next day. And met everybody, met the producers and this guy, David Hoberman. Oh, in the meantime, I called my buddies, people I work with a lot, all from the movie world. And I said, hey, Disney just hired me. And they're all like, oh, no. I was like, what? Yeah, they hired me to do George of the Jungle. Oh, Steve, I don't know if you want to work for Disney, Like, oh, my God, like, I know you. You're not going to put up with that shit, So I said, no. What shit? Well, they call it Mauschwitz, Mauschwitz. Yeah, I said they're like Nazis on the set. Like they beat the crap out of directors. Like they're on the set. Like, you didn't shoot enough shots today. You didn't meet your day today. You didn't, like, they're on you all the time. And they fire. If you're behind a few shots, they'll fire your AD, and then they'll fire your DP, and then they won't fire you. they'll take all the people away from you, around you, and put their people in.
Well, that's interesting.
To make sure it moves. So I said, okay. So I said, oh, well, okay. So I thought, okay, that's bad news. I don't want to hear that, So I can get along with anybody. So I went to this meeting and I met this guy, David Hoberman, the producer. And I meet everybody. It was a very cordial meeting there. Everyone's excited. Everyone's happy. Everyone's, this is going to be fun. This is going to be great. Congratulations, blah, blah, blah. I'm in the big boardroom at Disney where everyone has been. And I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. This is Hollywood. Oscars everywhere. And I was like, wow. Anyway, so I as I'm leaving the meeting, Hoberman, the producer, walks up and he puts his arm around me and he says, first time, huh? So I said, first movie. So he says, don't worry, me and you are going to do this together. I'll help you. I'll direct this with you.
Whoa.
And I just, I just chuckled. And I get in the elevator. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, what does he mean by that? So I get downstairs, I get on the phone, I call all my friends. Do you know David Hoberman? Oh, he's a prick. Oh, yeah, he's a bad dude. He's a prick. He's not a good guy. Not a good guy. I'm like, fuck. So I call my agent. I say, hey, David Hoberman, the producer. He said, yeah. I said, everyone tells me he's a prick. He said, well, he used to be a prick. Yeah. So I said, look, I don't want to spend a year with this guy if he's going to be like this. And he told me he's going to direct it with me. That's not going to happen. So we need a different producer. We got to call his boss and tell him we got to get a different producer. So he calls me back and he says it's his movie. He brought it to Disney. So he's on it. So I said, well, I'm not. I quit. And he says, what?
Wow.
I said, I'm not going to spend a year of my life co-directing a spot with a prick. Not going to.
Right on.
For peanuts. Not
Damn. Yeah.
Not going to. So I said, I quit. So when they signed me, the Hollywood Reporter, Chase directing George of the Jungle, front page. Steve Chase, commercial director, first time feature, blah, 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 blah. 3 days later, Chase quits George of the Jungle. So
Wow.
I quit, just like that. Boom, done.